once, and until last year, and in the west of Asia, there are crimes that have been committed, and the crimes in Lebanon, and if you have your own religion and if you don't fear the judgment day, then you can do whatever you want. And no freedom is available in the Zionist and the American behavior, and this was very obvious and clear to everyone. And on the anniversary of those people attacked on our country in last June, we remember all the martyrs, and we will never forget the Zionist regime and the US who committed brutal crimes against the Iranian people and against our programs and our establishments. The international community and the energy agency and the governing body have not passed the test and did not do their job, and they cannot face the Zionist American attacks on the nuclear facilities in Iran. We will never forget also that we have lost a big number of leaders and citizens. During the last 24 hours, there were important developments to reach a final shape of the Memorandum of Understanding between Iran and America to put an end to the war launched by the Zionist regime and America on Iran. And this will include Lebanon. This is a development that is quite important as a result of the Iranian steadfastness and resistance while facing two devils who are very well equipped with everything. This is a chance for the Iranian people with all its categories to see what the country has done. The Iranian people were supporting us, were supporting the countries, and we appreciate that, the spirit of our leader and all the dear citizens that we have lost during these Israeli-American attacks. A big salute to our martyrs, a big salute to our people, and we are working together. We pledge to work hard, and we pledge to do whatever it takes. I am now ready to have any questions. My question is regarding what you have said regarding the Memorandum of Understanding about putting an end to the war, and this will include Lebanon. This has been published, but since yesterday we have seen attacks by the Zionist regimes against Lebanon. What your understanding of these contradictory situations and how this will affect the Memorandum of Understanding? Yes, you can notice what has happened, and the efforts are reaching the maximum in order to reach this Memorandum of Understanding. And the Zionist regime has committed repeated crimes in Lebanon, and a terrorist attack on a residential area where some Lebanese people were killed. Here, I'd like to convey my congratulations and condolences to the families of the martyrs, and one of Hezbollah commanders as well, and his relatives, and those who lost their lives during this Israeli terrorist attacks. Also, I'd like to express my condolences to the entire Lebanese people. This is a turn that cannot be built on an accurate evaluation of the big interests. We in Iran, we adopt our decision according to certain measurement, and later on things will be clear, because these terrorist attack from the Zionist entity against Lebanon, aiming to achieve more results, but the resistance fronts and Lebanon and us, we will keep that in mind in the future, and I hope the future will carry a lot to us, and we will never allow the Zionist entity to diverse us from our main goal, the goals of Iran and the goals of Lebanon. This crime has led to more harmony in the front of resistance facing the Zionist entity. Yes, I'm telling you, and I'm telling Lebanon, that putting an end to the war in Lebanon is part and parcel of this Memorandum of Understanding. We have shown in the past that we are keen on this matter to reach a ceasefire, put an end to the war against Lebanon. It is part of the ceasefire agreement, and we have proved that practically. We've proved that we are serious according to the goals of the future and the targets in the future. At any moment when there is a need, we will use our tools to force the other parties to be up to their responsibilities. Peace be upon you. Another question?
شاید برای شما جالب باشه که در این یادداشت تفاهم 3 بار از کلمه لبنان استفاده شده. این که خاتمه جنگ در همه جبهه‌ها به شمول لبنان و احترام به سیادت و تمامیت ارضی لبنان. فکر می‌کنم این عبارت کاملا روشن هست که هر تفاهمی در این خصوص باید شامل چه مواردی بشه. احترام به تمامیت سرزمینی و حاکمیت
What are the matters that must be included? The respect of sovereignty of Lebanon, the respect of the Lebanon's territories, and this is a commitment that must be there. A question from Isna News Agency. My question is related to the negotiation that might take place later between Iran and America. RFP said that before the sessions in Geneva and signing the memorandum, there will be preliminary talks in Doha. Can you confirm this? And what is the mechanism of signing on Friday? How this mechanism will be? Who will attend to represent Iran? Regarding the details, we will announce that later. And before the Geneva talks, there will be some visits to some countries in the region. This is part of the agenda, and when everything is okay, we will announce and declare. Visiting some countries in the region is quite important in order to discuss the way of signing, and during the 2 coming days, when we have the final decision, we will tell you all the details.
سلام، وقت شما بخیر. شما اخیراً
A question. You have visited recently the Hamadan governorate to take part in the burial of Martyr Said Imam, and there were some news regarding changing things. People were planning to attack you. Can you explain to us more in this regard? I would like to say that emotionally, people talk about some poetry that are related to this matter. But I'd like to thank those who hosted me, the people of the governorate. I had a great experience. I accepted the invitation of the martyr, Chedmani, in the anniversary of his martyrdom during the Zionist American attacks. And I went there to Hamadan. It was an opportunity to meet the people there, and we had sessions with the university professors in this governorate, with the scholars in this governorate, and we also, during the event, I made a short speech, and we talked about so many things. But some people are willing to exaggerate here and there, but I think my job is to attend with the people that throughout more than 100 days has proved to be in love with the nation, and my job is to listen to them, and this is quite important for anyone who is in responsibility. I'm very proud of being part of this gathering in the governorate, and I have heard to the nice words and to the criticism also, and this is very important for me and for us in order to do our responsibility and our job in a proper way. A question. On the sidelines of the Memorandum of Understanding and the talks in this connection, when it comes to the legal framework and the activities of the Zionist entity and America, how the Foreign Ministry will follow up this? Yes, the Foreign Ministry will follow everything, and we will ask for the heavy price of attacking our commanders and our scientists. This is a big crime committed against the Iranian regime, and we will never forgive this. This is the ongoing request of the Iranian people. We at the Foreign Ministry, we will make use of any tool and any means in order to get that and to clarify the crimes committed, brutal crimes committed against the Iranian people. This is an ongoing matter. We will never stop. In every event, in every international gathering, we will talk about this. We will clarify these crimes. We will record these crimes, and we will document these crimes. Diplomacy is part of that. Reaching a memorandum of understanding with the enemy to put an end to the war doesn't mean that the crimes committed against the Iranian people will be forgiven or forgotten. A question from Noor News. Doctor, a big salute to you and to the diplomacy team. Is this memorandum of understanding represent a new era in the relationship between Iran and the US? Is it logic to say that? We, after almost 100 days of aggression, since the start of the war, if we want to calculate, it's 108 days. After these developments, the other side used to claim that they want to put an end to the Iranian civilization and to put an end to the Iranian infrastructure. They used bad words against the Iranian people. Last night, we reached that understanding to put an end to the war on all fronts. And if we need to analyze this change, it's in every case, unfortunately, to be understood by them because we doubt America, we doubt the entity, because we had previous experiences with them, and we went back to 1953, and since that moment, trust has gone between America and Iran, and it is deep-rooted. There is a long road for America to go in order to gain our trust. What happened can be described as a step towards de-escalation, ending the war. Damages have happened in our region. Damages have happened in Iran. Losses were there, and those who started the war were defeated hugely. And we proved that we can defend our country and protect our dignity and our sovereignty. We will never let the Iranian people down. That's why we have to wait and see the path in the future. Question from Irna. People talk about the Memorandum of Understanding, and there are some fears here and there regarding the content of the memorandum. Some political powers spoke about this, and questions are there amongst the public opinion. What is the operation that has been made until you reach this Memorandum of Understanding? What did you do, and what is the role of the popular solidarity, the support of the people to the country? What is the impact on this on the talks and negotiations? Yes, the volume was big. Those who supported the country they also need to be supported. We in the diplomatic corps, we need the people's support, and we need also to prove to the people that we are here for them. This harmony was there. This harmony has its own impact in pushing and giving momentum to the diplomatic efforts. The path of the decision-taking is quite transparent and clear. The decision in in Iran, in their the Iranian diplomacy and the Iranian security agencies, all the government institutions according to the law, have played a role in reaching that point. The Foreign Ministry also has its own role, and the statement issued by the Higher Council for National Security is clear. We must thank Allah Almighty. We must thank Allah Almighty for the results and for taking the right decision at the right time. We behave in a very wise way, and we put in our mind and into consideration the national interests of Iran. Dr. Qalibov particularly has played a great role and has been up to the responsibility in dealing with the talks. Dr. Arachi also has a clear role in this period. It was a jihad, and all the agencies of the government have done their job, and the president of the country has done a great job. I don't want to mention the names because I might forget one or two, but everyone has proved they are up to the responsibility. We were all in harmony, in coordination, and we also represent only one voice. A question. When it comes to the economy is quite important regarding the talks. Do you think this memorandum of understanding can cover also certain economic things like the Iranian assets frozen abroad and lifting the sanctions and other things that people are talked about? There will be a fund for the reconstruction. Can you clarify little things about the economy in the Memorandum of Understanding? Yes, the frozen assets will be freed, and in addition to the reconstruction and compensations for the losses are important things. America has pledged to make certain moves in both topics. The assets frozen is a right to Iran. America is not paying money to Iran. This is quite important to differentiate. And there are certain things that have been discussed in this period of time. Reconstruction is very important for us, and it's our right to have these things done. It's the right of the people to have these things done, and war crimes have been committed, and we will ask deeply about these things, and these things have been mentioned in the Memorandum of Understanding. The sanctions also are very important. It's a fixed topic that has been discussed during our negotiations with America, and according to this Memorandum of Understanding, the American side has to put an end to all the secondary and primary sanctions, and the sanctions related to the Security Council and the atomic energy, in addition to the other items related to the nuclear file or program. These are the main titles. And on the day after, we will talk about all these matters, and we will work throughout the coming 60 days to reach an understanding about them. These economic things are quite important. In addition also to the selling of oil and oil derivatives, immediately after signing the Memorandum of Understanding, destined to be on Friday, and Iran will be able, without any problems, will be able to sell the petrol and derivatives immediately. Question from Tasneem. Regarding Lebanon, we've seen last week accusations from the Lebanese Foreign Ministry to Iran and Hezbollah. What can you say in this regard? During the ceasefire also, we've seen the Zionist entity attacking south of Lebanon, occupying certain parts of Lebanese territories. How these things are mentioned in the Memorandum of Understanding? Regarding the second part of your question, I answered this to Al-Alam Network. There are more important topics today that we need to deal with. And if there are certain things that doesn't need even a reply, so don't reply. It's enough to say that the Lebanon's sovereignty is quite important, and we have shown that practically, and we have proved that we can move at any level and at any moment to protect the dignity of Lebanon. Lebanon has mentioned 3 times, and everyone confirmed the importance of the Lebanese sovereignty. This is the idea inside us about Lebanon. Question from Tabnak. A big salute to you, Doctor. Regarding the Strait of Hormuz, what has been mentioned in the Memorandum of Understanding? This will be through an Iranian administration according to certain mechanism. The American president says that Iran will never get fees. How this Hormuz will be administered? Is it mentioned in the final document? The Strait of Hormuz is very important for us, and we have adopted certain procedures during the last period according to the international law in order to protect the Iranian national security. And the Islamic Republic of Iran, being a country that has coasts on the Hormuz with Oman, the Sultanate of Oman, we have adopted certain procedures to make sure that there is a safe passage. And in the Memorandum of Understanding, there is an important note that Iran must adopt with cooperation with the Sultanate of Oman in consultation with the other parties, because our goal is to pave the way for a secure passage in this waterway. We need, during a certain period of time, to discuss with the other side this important matter, which is the safe passage in the Strait of Hormuz. We will administer this matter. It's obvious and clear, and the Islamic Republic of Iran will be doing this, and the sovereignty in this domain is quite important. And we don't say that we need to get the fees for nothing. It's for services that will be offered in order to keep and maintain the environment. So many other services will be offered by Iran and Oman, and this will cost money, and accordingly the fees will be there, and this is clear. Question from Shafaqna. Regarding the deep differences between Netanyahu and Donald Trump, do you think these differences will affect the Memorandum of Understanding? In every case, in all cases, everyone can define and determine and know that the Zionist entity doesn't want peace in our region. According to the previous experience with the Zionist entity, no, they don't want peace in our region. And when it comes a point to achieve this peace, then this point is being opposed by the Zionist entity. The American commitment, if the Americans are committed to everything mentioned in the Memorandum of Understanding, they must know that the Zionist entity cannot move without coordination with the Americans. That's why America has a big responsibility to apply all the pledges in the Memorandum of Understanding, and any violation to this from America or any other side, America will be the first one to be blamed. A question from Russia today.
Well, U.S. President Donald Trump has said the U.S. will, quote, go in and get the nuclear dust, referring to Iranian nuclear material. How does that square with the Iranian government's insistence that talks on the nuclear issue can happen only after the memorandum is implemented in full? رئیس جمهور آمریکا دونالد ترامپ پیش از اعلام رسمی تفاهمنامه میان
How can we clarify this matter? Because America will move to get this, according to some statements. How this can go without contradiction with what is being said by Iran, and do you think there was a talk about the reducing of the percentage of enrichment of uranium? I think they have tried again, and I think they have seen the result. If the ROI is enough, they will never repeat this again. And the Memorandum of Understanding, as we said before, spoke about the details of the nuclear program, but not mentioned. And generally, we delayed or postponed this matter to around 60 days after signing the Memorandum of Understanding. During this period of time, we can talk about this. The time now is the time for lifting the sanctions, and talks with the Americans will be going on through the coming 60 days. And we have topics that we can talk about. Our rights in the enrichment. We are members of the International Treaty, and regarding the storage of uranium that is enriched with a high percentage, these things are known and clear. During the coming period, we will talk about these topics. We did not talk about this in particular. Iran has a certain position regarding everything, but let's first wait and see what will happen during the 60 coming days of talks and how will be the developments.
Thanks very much.
A question from CBC.
If I could ask for an answer in English, I would be grateful. In light of my colleague's questions about Lebanon, I wonder, could you tell
A
us
question
what new guarantees
regarding
the United States is giving
Lebanon. Can you tell us about the guarantees or, submitted by the U.S. to Iran so as
if I may,
for America to control the Israeli behavior? And what is the message to the world in this regard at this moment? Because why you think America must do something? The question is related
خبرنگار CBC کانادا اول این بود که چه
to the Canadian media outlet about the guarantees offered by the U.S. to Iran regarding the commitment of the Zionist entity to stop the attacks against Lebanon. This has led to the form of the Memorandum of Understanding. The second part of the question is related to some complaints and some general opposition regarding the memorandum and the talks. How can America feel comfortable towards Iran and the Iranian commitment of the Memorandum of Understanding? To answer, I need to say we don't trust America, we don't trust the Zionist entity. This is clear and obvious. America and the Zionist entity are not honest in fulfilling their promises and their pledges. America must be up to the responsibility according to this Memorandum of Understanding, and America must be sure that the Zionist entity will stop war in and against Lebanon. This will necessitate another move from Iran, and Iran will never be up to its responsibility while the other side or the other sides are not up to their responsibilities. Regarding the interior issues, you have seen our society and the components of our people. We are very aware, our people is very aware, and
all right, you've just been listening to the spokesperson for the Iranian Foreign Ministry, Esmaeil Baghaei, there, giving you some details of what has happened in terms of this Memorandum of Understanding.